Come on into the green room.
Welcome to the first episode of Season 2 of the Shamrock Official Podcast. I'm Gappmayer, Arts Editor.
And I'm Irelynn Ortiz, Photo Editor.
So, what are you doing this Halloween?
Probably going to take my younger siblings out trick-or-treating. What about you?
I'm going to go out trick-or-treating with my friends.
What are you going to be for Halloween?
I'm going to be a witch.
Ooh, me too.
Ooh.
Twins.
Today on our show, we welcome ASB President Karri Inot to talk about this year's Halloween costume contest.
But first, we'll hear from FNL President Shreena Suva about Red Ribbon Spirit Week.
Let's get to our conversation with Shreena. Hello, could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Shreena Suva. I'm a senior and the president of FNL.
Ooh. How long have you been involved with FNL?
All 4 years of high school. So in my freshman year, I started out as just a regular member, but I joined the Orange County Youth Council. It's a bigger organization in my sophomore year, and then I've just been part of the officer board my junior and senior years.
What is FNL's goal with these events and Spirit Weeks?
Yeah, so FNL is basically it's a nationwide organization, but we basically promote, I guess, youth leadership and anti-drug prevention activities and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So our goal with events and Spirit Weeks is to, I guess, spread awareness and spread awareness about drug use, and also encourage teens and youth to I guess, find other ways to spend their Friday nights instead of doing unsafe activities.
So that's where the name comes from.
Yes.
Do you think what kind of events or campaigns does FNL usually take on during the school year?
Yeah, so we do more than just drug prevention activities. We also focus on mental health activities. So there's specific months that have national holidays. Like September, for example, is Suicide Prevention Month, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we work with clubs like NAMI, which is the National Alliance on Mental Health, and we kind of do different activities to, I guess, spread awareness about, I guess, mental health. And then we also do things like the Great American Smokeout, more things like Toupe, Red Ribbon Week, stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, in your experience, how is it different to plan Spirit Weeks compared to other events?
Yeah, Spirit Weeks can be more tough because you kind of have to hold everyone's interest for the duration of an entire week instead of just one lunch meeting or something.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more planning that goes into it. When it comes to something like Red Ribbon Week, we have our officers make infographics for the announcements. We have social media posts almost every day. We do lunch activities. We play games on the stage during lunch and different things like that. So, Spirit Week, it takes a lot more planning. We start planning almost a month in advance, and there's a lot of delegation that goes into it and a lot of collaboration with ASB or other clubs that we have to take into consideration.
Yeah. What is your favorite event that you've planned with FNL? Was there anything that brought the student body together or really showed support for what FNL stands for?
One of my favorite things that we did last year was our activity for the Great American Smokeout. So that was a one-day activity, but we basically, our spirit wear for that activity was cowboy outfits. And so we were all the FNL officers and some members, we went on stage and we played different games and a lot of dancing, and there was actually a lot of kids that came up and danced and participated in the games with us, and that was really fun. I didn't expect so many people to want to participate, but they did, and that was great.
I saw that. That was really sweet. Are you planning on heading in a different direction with Red Ribbon Spirit Week for the 2025 year?
Yeah, so last year I remember that I think FNL, our officers and our members itself, we took on a lot of the brunt for, I guess, hosting the stage activities and participating in them. I know it can get pretty hard to get kids to participate in lunch events because I know people get shy and they don't want to dance or play musical chairs in front of the entire school. But this year we're trying to have other clubs get involved. So say Environmental Club or NAMI, other clubs that we've worked with in the past. We want them to, I guess, participate with us, their officers and their members, to be welcomed and participate with us during the lunch activities.
Yeah.
Yes.
How can Halloween tie in with FNL's cause?
Yeah. Yes. So this basically goes back to, I guess, what FNL stands for. So FNL stands for Friday Night Live, right?
Yes.
And I guess what it basically means is that instead of going out to a party where there might be drugs and alcohol on Friday nights, it kind of promotes, I guess, leadership activities and then healthy, I guess, behaviors on spend your Friday night doing something safe and doing something that will help you in the future instead of doing drugs, you know? And so I feel when it comes to Halloween, especially for high school students, because we have parties and stuff like that. We're not little kids just trick-or-treating anymore. So I feel like it's very important on, I guess, events like Halloween, where it's like, where there might be a lot of parties and there might be a higher presence of drugs and alcohol in the community. I think it's important to promote healthy behaviors instead, and still keep the spirit of the holiday, but like do it in a safe way.
Yeah. Do you think that events like Red Ribbon or Spirit Week could help build like a positive school culture that encourages students to make better decisions?
Absolutely. I think one thing that we'd like to, I guess, always remind ourselves in like FNL, like as a nationwide organization, is that most students, like most youth, are actually not doing drugs and alcohol. Most of them are participating in, they are having safe behaviors. They are like, I guess, living healthy lives, but we want to bring the percentage of students that do it. It's a very small one, but we want to bring it to zero. Yes. So I feel like when it comes to Red Ribbon Spirit Week, I feel like we're kind of, if the entire school community and culture is promoting like a healthy lifestyle in a way of like peer pressure, positive peer pressure does sometimes work. And so we do want to like, I guess, encourage like the entire school having, I guess, a passion or like pushing this idea that we should live healthy lifestyles. We can have fun while being safe, you know? Yeah. And so maybe the kids that maybe are using drugs and alcohol, and a lot of that does have to do with mental health issues, they can realize that they do have a support system around them, and this is like, I guess, the right way to go.
That's really sweet that you have like a whole like club, like all focused on this goal.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like you said, you collaborate with like clubs such as ASB and NAMI.
Yes.
Like what are those collaborations like?
So basically, we like to have both our clubs like get exposure through a lot of the activities we do. So we'll do like I said, NAMI, like we will do Saturday academies where we create posters, have people from both clubs come in and make up absences, do stuff like that, get volunteer hours, and we like to have our members like, I guess, interact with each other. So like you can see a lot of the connections between a lot of clubs. So FNL, like we are Friday Night Live, anti-drug and alcohol. We do more activities. We do like for Earth Day, for example, we do activities for Earth Day. And so that's a way we can connect with Environmental Club and maybe reach out to Environmental Club members and see if they might also find interest in FNL. So I feel like it's a very mutual relationship between like other clubs, and even including ASB, because ASB has like a widespread reach on like the entire student body. So I feel like collaboration with like other clubs it's a really great way for, I guess, the members to see that the similarities between different clubs and see what they might explore more things that they might be interested in.
I feel like what you do, and especially like the posters and events that I see like around the school, they really are uplifting. Like it's very
yes,
it's very
thank
positive.
You so much. I really love the posters they do on the lockers. Yes. I love walking around and just seeing like you got this, you are the GOAT or something on like random lockers. Like it makes me smile.
And I really think that like the Saturday Academy like events, like putting up like sticky notes and things like that, and like that's like something really nice and easy to make up an absence.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So what would you say to students who don't participate in Spirit Weeks?
I'm gonna be honest, this was kind of me in my freshman year. Like I get it. I get why students don't participate in Spirit Week. Like maybe they might be too tired, their friend group might not be doing it, they just don't see like a reason for it. But I think Spirit Weeks, like as I've gotten older, like throughout high school, like the days can get really repetitive. It can be really mundane, just coming to school every day and doing the same things. And I feel like Spirit Weeks and Spirit Days like offer an opportunity to change things up. It's just a little bit of fun, and I feel like to kids who don't participate in Spirit Weeks or think they're lame or something, I'm like, I think you should just be more open-minded, live a little. It's more fun than you think, and no one thinks that you're cringe or embarrassing for doing a Spirit Week, you know? Yeah.
I love seeing how many more people are doing Spirit Weeks now.
Yes.
It's really fun to see, especially like how much the ASB members and like club members like FNL and NAMI really promote it.
Yes, exactly.
To conclude, why is this something to look forward to?
It's just, I guess, something interesting, something new. Again, like the days can get repetitive, and so I feel like this is something where the entire school community can come together. I know like the teachers, we do activities, we have advisement lessons, we have all these different clubs that are participating, and I feel it's almost a bit like Club Rush or like Clash, like these big events that come together, that bring the entire school together, and I feel like everyone seems to be participating in, and you just feel a really great sense of community.
Yeah. Yes. Well, that's really wonderful. Thank you for talking with us today.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for having me.
does ASB have planned for this year's Halloween costume contest?
So, as always, ASB hosts the Halloween NTE, which is just noontime activity or noontime event. But this year, we're going to probably stick with the same formula that we always do just because last year went so well. So, that just entails like during lunch, we just host activity on stage where we bring out our speaker and we play a bunch of Halloween music, and at the same time we just call up people who have really interesting costumes or some people who are really willing to show off their costumes and want to potentially win. And otherwise, if people do not want to participate this year, we're coming up with a trick-or-treat alternative during lunch this year, just for like some variety from previous years, so hopefully that will go well. But as always, it's a little like trial and error, so we'll see.
Definitely sounds fun. ASB is taking over the costume contest from FNL this year. Is there anything new or different that you'll be doing compared to like previous years, or?
Yeah, so actually, I think FNL plans the rest of the week. We love FNL, but ASB, they let us do the Halloween contest, which is nice. And for that, we always collaborate with FIDM usually. It's more of like promotion-wise. FIDM usually is like rounds up the people, gets them to line up for the stage, and ASB just handles like the music and making sure everything's in order. But we're probably going to ask FNL to MC again this year because it was really fun when Gia did it last year. We love Gia. But yeah, I think I already talked to Shreena about that, and I think she's very willing and excited to do it too.
What goes into planning the costume contest, and how do you decide like how to run the event and like the guidelines?
Yeah, so like as I talked about earlier, I think if a tradition goes well for us, ASB, we like to stick with it until we see that maybe some things don't work as well as we thought it did. But since last year was extremely successful, we're probably going to copy that same formula of having the big speaker out, having our mics set up like we usually do, and having FNL MC while ASB like handles the backstage things of it. That's pretty much our job anyways. And collaborating with FIDM in order to promote the event, just so we can get like a more widespread view. And also, I wanted to work a lot with Link Crew this year. I'm also Link Crew president, so I want to like get the freshmen into doing like public facing activities like that, and I think the Halloween NTE might be the step forward towards that.
I'm definitely excited for that as a new freshman. How does the judging work? Like, who will be judging the contest? Is there a scoring system? And will the winners be awarded prizes?
So what's funny is we're super informal about the entire event. It's one of the things that we don't put so much attention into the details for, and not in a bad way at all. We just don't like pick judges specifically because we like having the audience decide on who the winner is. So it's mostly like a volume contest at the end. Well, like I think last year we did like the top 5, just had people scream for who they thought was the best, and then at the end we had them all do like a final walk. So it was like we had like a Deadpool guy, I think, or a Wolverine guy, and he did like the dance to like bye bye bye, and it was really funny. So I think he racked up a lot of votes that way. So it's all about just audience preference and who screams the most, and I think that makes it fun because we're not like allotting it to specific adult teachers or any staff members. So it's all up to the students, and we score it right there. Whoever has the loudest volume is the winner, and we only have one winner. And in previous years, we've just given them candy, but we're gonna go back to giving them like a gift basket kind of thing. So it'll be like a Halloween themed basket. Gonna have candy, but we'll see what we do with that. I'm gonna have to talk to our activities commissioners about that, but that's the scoring. It's really simple, nothing too complicated, so that's nice.
Now, what difficulties has ASB come across in the planning process?
I think it goes for all noontime events this year. It's really hard to get participation. I think Shreena talked about it earlier, but getting people to like put themselves out there, even if it's just for like a 5-minute like activity, is really difficult. And I don't blame anyone. It's like what we consider like a high risk activity, which just means it is public facing. But compared to other things we've done, I think that the Halloween costume contest is one of our like easier ways to get yourself out there, and just like if you want to just win a prize, like it's really fun. But it is really difficult trying to get people to be engaged with our activities, especially at lunchtime, because obviously it's not like people's priority to participate in a game when they want to eat or hang out with their friends. But we are always out there trying to come up with activities at least once a week, if not bi-weekly. So hopefully we can find a way to get people more hyped up again to come to our events.
And then this one's more of a personal question, but what's one of your favorite Halloween costumes that you've done?
Oh, that's a good question. I was last year I was Tinkerbell. That was really fun. But my favorite one of all time, I was an avocado. That was really fun. And I got my face painted at a fair, and I was an avocado. It was like I had the costume and the face paint. So that was interesting. But that was in elementary school, so I'm a little past that. I don't know what this year's costume will be. Halloween's next week. I still don't know.
Well, thank you for coming on.
Of course. Nice to be back.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Green Room. And thank you to our special guests, Shreena and Karri.
If you want to see more of the Shamrock, be sure to follow our Instagram at the JFK Shamrock and visit our website, thejfkshamrock.com.
And with that, the door to The Green Room is now closed.